How's it going, YouTube peoples? What's happening in your part of the woods? Your neck of the woods, your land, your zone, your, whether it be a country or a city or a, I imagine if you've got the internet, you're probably somewhere where you have access to at least some sort of a grid, if you will. And to start off in this video, I'm going to do my best to cover all the topics I wanted to. It's I had taken some notes the other day, maybe 2 days ago, and I do this quite often. I take an entire page of notes and thoughts throughout the day, and then I'll make a video, and sometimes I'll have a list of pointers just in the background in case, but most of the time I just freestyle it. But when I really want to make a point, I like to have at least some sort of, you know, something to read and remind myself of the main points to make. And this particular situation, or this particular video subject matter, is really just about the internet and selling and ads and all the different components which come with making YouTube a business for a person, for example. I have no interest in being what people would call a YouTuber, but I am a YouTuber, and I'll explain what I mean by that. I've been making videos for 7 years now, and if I would have just talked about hot button topics and, you know, I understand how controversy works, I understand how wording works. There were times when my channel picked up so many subscribers in such a short period of time, and it was always when I made a video about something controversial. And there's two ways to go with that. A person who, somebody else may say, oh my god, that's awesome, that's the direction I want to go with my channel. I want to talk about news or controversy or things that, you know, people click on because they're interested in. Whatever's the fad or the latest thing. In other words, if something's going on with one YouTuber, 100 other YouTubers latch on and talk about him in order for other people to watch their channel, and, you know, links and links and links. It becomes kind of, it's like a game to get subscribers so people can get ad revenue. And I don't know, I'm not here to say, oh, shame on those who do get ad revenue. This is not about you. It's not about anyone who does. Nor is it about anyone who really wants to make a living off of YouTube or the internet. Go for it. You know, more power to you, I say. For me personally, I would have an issue sitting here saying, and by the way, and this is the new book site where, you know, this sponsors my videos. If I were to make really long, complicated videos where I edited really well, I would probably want to get reimbursed for it, of course, right? I mean, if you want to make a business out of it. But, excuse me, most of the YouTubers that were interviewed said they do it for the love, and that they would continue doing it even if they didn't make money. Very few people get into YouTube just to make videos just to make money. They're interested in things. I was never into video, really, when I was younger. I never even had a video camera. And then one year I just started recording on YouTube, and I've been doing it ever since. And to back up for a minute, as soon as I found out those keywords and those hot button topics that picked up all those subscribers, I went and I actually removed almost all of the keywords from my website and from my my YouTube channel. I was at the times when I was into, I mean, I used to have all types of religious and political words, like anything, just because, hey, these are the subjects I might talk about. And over time I realized, if I'm attracting a large group of people at once, I've seen where that goes with the channel. Slow and steady wins the race, in the sense that I may only have 15,000 subscribers. To some people that sounds like a lot, but to somebody who's been a YouTuber for 7 years, I mean, that's nothing. I didn't even want to mention this guy's name, but, you know, not Menthol, but he made a video the other day. I didn't want to mention Logan Paul. And he was talking about Logan Paul, and at the time he made it, he said, oh, everybody knows who he is, and I thought about this. I thought I'd heard the name, but I really did not know who this guy was. And about, I don't know, like last week sometime, I mean, I'd heard about the whole Suicide Forest video and all the controversy. I think the reason why I looked into it is because I found out that it was the stupidity of some YouTubers in doing things like that, which, when there was a backlash from the ad campaigns, or the advertisers and Google AdSense, they started to punish everybody by putting out tighter algorithms, which is why I got 2 strikes on my channel, because they were hitting everybody. And it wasn't personal against certain things, it was just like they wanted to try to, you know, get the meat off the bones, just try to get right down to who's talking about what, because they're afraid that they're going to lose all their ad revenue. So be it. That's a business, and that's the business model. Like I say, if YouTube wants to do that, that's their freedom. I mean, they are a business, and I understand that. But I also feel like there's a certain obligation when you have a business like that that is so used and is such an important platform for people to not try to remove people's, to create a fear or panic about talking about certain subjects. I mean, I know to a lot of people it's a political thing, but for us it was talking about anything psychedelic or anything related to substance use. And so a lot of us removed a ton of videos relating to that. And many of them, most of them, were educational. I've never made a video where I'm like, yeah, let's party and get high. I just want to educate people on, hey, if you're going to do something, which people always will, be safe about it and know as much as you can about it. So anyhow, back to the Paul thing, the Logan Paul thing. When I went and checked out his channel, I just couldn't believe the absurdity of what I was looking at. I said, this is what kids are into? And I understand how many millions of subscribers he had, and then after the controversy it like doubled, and this is what makes YouTube, the YouTube trending section is a complete joke. I mean, it depresses me, because I know that most of those are just promoted because they are because they get a lot of views and because they have AdSense. Nobody's going to promote a small channel that's not making ad revenue for them. They don't care about that. They want you to click on what makes ad revenue. So the smaller videos do get pushed to the back, and whatever's trending and promoted is usually complete garbage. I mean, it's about nails and makeup and stuff like that. Fine, if that's what people are into, but when it comes to what I saw on Logan Paul's channel, I could see right through it. It was so transparent. Like, here's a kid who, cuts and chops and edits a whole bunch of bullshit together, and this is what kids. The reason, I guess, why it bothered me is because I realized it's not adults watching this guy, or even kids, guys his age. He's a teeny bopper. He's a hero to the little kids. And so when he does stupid shit, the kids figure, hey, that's cool. I could get famous doing stupid shit. And until we stop that nonsense, we're just. I feel like that he's a horrible representative for his generation. And so anyhow, I'm not here to riff on him, but the whole thing is that he now, it's not just about making videos for the joy. You can tell that he knows that that's where he makes his money. He's lost a lot of ad revenue. So now, the couple videos I watched of his, I could only get like a minute or two in, but what's the first thing that I see? Merch! Merch! Buy my merch! Everybody buy my merch! I hate merch. I've had people ask me, when are you going to get merch? And I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know, I guess I could. Why would I make merch? I mean, I could make merch for my business, but that's something that I would do for, the herb company, but I'd also make it, not just about promotion, make it something enjoyable. The reason I don't is because merch is just, so much of it is just garbage. Somebody comes up with some stupid design, some logo, like Logan Paul, he's got his, what they call his Loganites, or the Low Gang, that's what they call it. And if you insult or mock or dismiss him, all his, his Low Gang, goes out and attacks people. And these are mostly kids who misspell every other word, don't have proper punctuation or grammar. They sound like they're crying over, leave him alone, poor Logan Paul. Yeah, poor him, a multi-millionaire kid who's just spoiled rotten hanging out with his friends and stuff. I mean, I just, the reason why I'm using him as an example is because he's probably one of the better ones, but there are so many garbage channels like that. Let me just back up for a minute. When I grew up with sitcoms in the 80s, okay? Those were bad enough. It was kind of a fake version of what really goes on in a family household. And into the 90s, I was disgusted by reality TV. I mean, it was absurd. And, I mean, there were a couple shows I'd watch, some of the outdoor ones in at first, like, the survivalist ones, Can't remember what they are. Survivor. Not Survivor. It was the one where the guy goes out, like Les Stroud. Until you find out that some of them were like living at motels at night and that the whole thing was set up. I mean, you don't know better until all this stuff comes out and you realize, well, about every reality show out there, probably every single one is staged and set up and edited down to only the points that are going to be talked about. So it's not a real idea of what's going on. I mean, shows like Big Brother and The Real World, complete garbage. I mean, those are some of the worst things to ever happen. And they took over MTV, which used to be, you know, MTV. But it shows that people are so desperate to live vicariously through others that they're willing to look at a false representation of what people are really like. And then people start acting like that. I mean, people who are famous just for being famous, it just disgusts me. And I'll tell you right away, I do not want to be famous, and I have no desire to be famous. And I'm really grateful that I don't have to walk down the street and have people ask me for my autograph. And the sad thing is that so many people, that's exactly what they want. They think they want. You know, even reading down the comments on some of the videos from Logan, it was like, they said his subscribers were arguing about who would win between him and this other boxer, that it's this fake, you know, battle, like they want to fight, and it's just, you know, it's a PR stunt for their channels. But they both have, you know, several million subscribers, so they're, you know, making this kind of big fake mock battle, which just totally reeks of, you know, reality television BS. And in the meantime, the kids in the comments section are saying things like, oh, well, no, the other guy would win because he has more subscribers. As if, you know, boxing and subscribers have anything in common. And then you'll see some comments like, God, I wish I could have as many subscribers as him one day and be famous too. And then there will be like hundreds, if not thousands, of thumbs up on that. And it tells me a lot about, you know, society. I mean, the kids of today, I was hoping that the new generations would come up seeing through the facade that fame, you know, being rich, you know, yachts, Lamborghinis, all that crap, it's just garbage. As well as, you know, I feel like people should have substance. If they're going to talk about things, they can talk about whatever they want. Like, it's a free world. You can make videos of you being absurd. You can make videos of you, you know, like Jackass. Jackass is like a perfect example. You know, when that movie came out, it's just absurd. But we were kids, and we liked it. You know, we thought, oh, this is funny. But still, we knew this is kind of crude. I wouldn't do that shit. But I understood it was for entertainment. And that was kind of the first step into the absurd realm of this is real reality that we can film and put into a movie format and make a movie out of it, you know. But the highly commercialized version of what the YouTube and much of the internet is becoming right now, I'm making every effort to completely avoid it. I mean, I do have a Patreon account with a few Patreon donors, just a few, and I just wanted to say, if you're one of those, thank you. I never say thanks because I'm afraid to say thanks about Patreon. I have to mention I have Patreon, and I feel like a dick even mentioning it because it's like begging for money. I've seen so many videos of people begging for money. Hell, please donate to my channel. Oh, if you want to see these great videos, and they're shit videos. I mean, it's one thing if they're great. If they're really great, that's one thing. But man, I've seen this one guy that's been roasting van lifers, because now that got my school bus remodel going on, I'm like looking at all these van lifers, and I realized how much of an almost cult atmosphere it is, where the people are obsessed with making these highly edited and detailed videos about their whole bus experience, but not just the build of the bus, but rather traveling in it. Many of the schoolies, they call them now, have YouTube on the side of the bus, like the little logo for their channel, and that's cool. If you can make enough money to travel, I think that's great. Especially if you're like a frugal person that doesn't need that much to get by, and you're able to get a good deal on a bus and remodel it fairly cheap. But if you're like this one couple who, for example, they decided to buy a Dodge Sprinter van, like an almost new van. I mean, you know how much those things cost? They're like 40, 50 grand. And then they renovated the inside into like something to live in, and it was just crap. Apparently their engine blew up or something, so they like made this video saying, oh, we need to raise $15,000 for a new engine, so buy our merch. And they had this shitty merch that, you know, the guy who was roasting them, he's like, yeah, I went to the website and they're like, you know, $60 for a hoodie, you know, $40 for a shirt. It's like, and the merch wasn't even cool. It was just junk. I mean, it was stupid. It had like the name of the bus in just white lettering, nothing else on a black hat and stuff like that. And here I am. I even feel like a dick even talking about this, because here I am talking shit about other people. It's something that I make a point in my life to not do, because I'm not affected by other people's bullshit. They can do whatever they want to do. But unfortunately, I have to wade through all the garbage, on the internet to get to anything decent. And when I see what people are into and what we consider trending, I say, step back for a minute. Ask yourself, the people that you're watching, whatever channels you may watch, do they do it for a hobby because they love it, or do they do it strictly for money? And that does matter. I have to say, I've discovered this over time. The YouTubers who do it, and most YouTubers work jobs. It's not like, there's very few YouTubers who are, full-time YouTubers who don't work another job. And most people have other aspirations beyond just making and editing videos, too. But it can be good money for people who have multi-million subscribers and use the ad accounts and all that. But the few who do rely on it, even partially for their income, the people who depend upon those checks, they're forced to make videos. And you have to remember that. Anytime you're forced to make videos, it's just like if you're in a band and you're obligated to play a show and you're tired that night and you don't want to play. You may be a musician that loves to play, but you don't want to play that night. But you have to. And you go out on stage and you kind of do a half-assed performance and just get by. And that's how I feel like a lot of the videos are. Like, people feel like they have to keep up. Every video I did over the years was always because I felt like talking. And I love to talk to the camera. I love to talk to people. There's times when I think, God, it's so arrogant to sit and talk about BS like this. And then I see a channel where somebody talks about nothing but themselves every day. This is what I did today, and these are my problems. And I'm like, God, at least I don't burden everyone else with my problems. But, I don't know. A lot of people burden me with their problems in life, and I think we all do that from time to time, whether it be family or friends or random people, strangers. And there's a weird thing that it's like, who true people are. When I look at my channel, I say, because my brother does a podcast now, and he wants me to be on his podcast, and it's kind of like a Hood River disc golf thing that he does, and he started this thing, and I was like, that's great, because I vlog, and he knows that, and he wants me to come on his show, and I said, cool, you can come do a video with me, because I know nobody who will do videos with me, and they're just not interested in videos, or don't, camera shy or whatnot, which is fine, but I've never really done an organized kind of chat like that, other than Google Plus chats with a couple people, and I said, yeah, I'd love to do that. And the thing is that we were talking about it, we were talking about what music you can use, and he's like, yeah, as long as I don't have any music in the background or I can get a charge. I said, yeah, I use our old band music. I use our old band album to play in the background if I'm going to play music, because I won't get a copyright strike. And he just busted up laughing, and he's like, exactly, that's exactly what I do. Because we recorded like 3 albums, when we were younger, and the band is Time to Spare. It's on YouTube. Or Related Material is another one. We kind of changed the name. But anyhow, we were just talking about how, complicated it is to just, he was talking about how he wants to earn every subscriber or every person who's interested. He doesn't want to just put crap out there to get attention and to get as many as possible. It's about the quality, not the quantity. And that's what I was saying. I would rather have 15,000 subscribers like I have over 7 years than have 50,000 over 1 year and have everybody fighting in the comment section and insulting one another because nobody is family. You follow? It's like, it's not that we're all family. It's that I feel like my subscribers are kind of family to me. The ones that comment regularly, I will see them comment to each other sometimes, and that's when it becomes interesting, because it was the first 5 years of doing YouTube, really my commenters never, commented to each other much, because I find that interesting. But it's when it's a really interesting subject or something, people, I read every comment, and they're all fantastic, and I'm just really grateful to have the subscribers I have, and I'm glad that I kept on with the way I've done this channel. And I know in the past, a couple times I got really excited and say, oh, I'm going to start this project and start this channel where I do this and this. And I just never do it because it's too much work and I don't get paid for it and I have other things to do. So it's like, I just want to talk about life and turn off the camera and upload it. It's that simple. So the only editing I think I'll do is probably on my bus channel because, as I'm doing the bus remodel, I want to throw together some info. But on this one, I don't edit anything I say, because everything I say I mean, and if I don't mean it, then I'm willing to apologize for it. I stand by my words, and it's difficult sometimes to, I don't know, just to be human. You know, we're all here together sharing these thoughts. I'm grateful to know the people I know and to have the life that I have. Yeah. Take care, everybody.